My beautiful and amazing people, wonders they say it shall never end. Oh, make una come, oh, make una come hear from Ned Nwoko as he finally surface with everything put together concerning his marriage with Regina Daniels and how people take the chook mouth, chook leg, chook eye for inside, most especially bloggers on top of the matter. He can also reveal the secret, say him na practicing lawyer im be and im no be naija lawyer, so as such im ready to take dis case between him and Regina, in short im family in total, to the next level, as people say dem no go allow am rest. My people, Ned really said a lot of things, a lot of things wey make online in-laws come dey drag am legelege like I pass my neighbor generator, say shey na the matter wey dem suppose dey talk about be dis, shey na the hunger wey dey for naija wey im suppose dey advocate for be dis. My people, a lot of things. The matter e don finally scatter, table don scatter wey dey try to arrange for a very long time, internet on fire. Hey, my people, make I no take much of una time, make una come make we hear from Ned Nwoko as he finally carry the matter enter international level. You know say im talk am for House of Rep, e talk am for the last meeting wey dem do, but Senator Akpabio still tell am say make im calm down concerning the matter, because people bin dey talk am say na because of say e touch am na im make im dey talk about the blogger of a thing having an office, make dem dey pay revenue and so on and so forth. Say na because of say e touch am na im make e dey talk about am, say dem no really give am full go ahead. Now e don enter international. My people, make una come hear matter, make e no be like say na for my mouth na una hear wetin im talk to the international bodies. Make I allow una, but before then I still remain una humble girl gifted gist, and make dey bring una latest of all legit info. Make we hear am as e dey hot.
Senator, can you hear me? Good evening, sir.
I can hear you. Good evening. How are you?
If you can hear me, sir, please tap the microphone button on your phone. It should be on the left hand, bottom left corner of your phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Good evening. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, the chief host. How is everybody?
Okay. Well, we're doing very great, sir. Thank you very much. How are you doing, sir?
Very well.
Apologies once again for fixing this right after the matter. I understand.
No, there's no problem at all.
As a Muslim,
But let me just correct one
take
thing.
you away for another 2 hours.
Let me just correct something you said. Many people in Nigeria describe me as a Nigerian lawyer. I am not a Nigerian lawyer. A Nigerian lawyer is somebody who is practicing in Nigeria. I am a UK qualified and practicing lawyer. You understand that? There's a difference between being a Nigerian lawyer, because I never went to Nigerian law school. I'm not a lawyer in Nigeria. I don't want to be a lawyer in Nigeria. Okay? Yes. I hope you understand that. Thank you.
Your profile did come to mind.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, can hear you.
Good evening.
Yes.
Sir, we would like to know the objectives behind the bill you have proposed to your colleagues in the Senate.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this bill has been read the first time towards the end of last year, and then last week was read a second time. And it has now been committed to the relevant committees of the Senate. It's a very, very important bill. I remember when I was in practice in England, there were some countries that were fighting Facebook and the rest of the tech companies for not opening their offices in those countries. And those countries succeeded in compelling Facebook and the rest of them to open offices in their countries. So why would I be doing the same thing so many years down the line in Nigeria? First of all, Facebook and others including Instagram, should open local offices in Nigeria. If they open local offices in Nigeria, what it means is that so many Nigerian youths will be employed. We are employed by Facebook, by Instagram, by X, and the rest of them. TikTok, you name it. Currently, there are no such opportunities because we've allowed our space to continue to be dominated by these tech companies without any obligation to Nigeria or to Nigerians. So the first benefit is to make sure that they operate within Nigeria and they have offices here. So when they have offices, they will create jobs. The second benefit is that when they operate here, like any other company operating within Nigeria, they will pay taxes. There are two categories of taxes to be paid, of course, as you know. The first one is that if they employ hundreds or 200,000 Nigerian workers who are most likely going to be youths, they will pay the income taxes of those who they are paying salaries. And then secondly, they'll pay what they call corporation tax. That is the company tax, which goes to the national coffers, to the inland revenue, from where things can be. There will be lots of buildings being leased or being built to house all these companies and their activities. So we will benefit from the real estate sector as well. And then the other reason is that it is for the ease of doing business. If they are here in Nigeria and you, Ahmed or Woye, you have a complaint against something that was posted against you, or there are other issues arising from doing business in Nigeria, you will easily reach out to them. Your lawyers will know where they are. It's just like MTN. MTN is here in Nigeria. They could have said, oh, we're going to operate from South Africa. If they operate from South Africa, they won't be employing people they're employing. They won't be paying taxes that they are paying. They will not have the opportunity. People will not have the opportunity of, dealing with them when there are issues. So these are some of those reasons why it is so important that the tech companies are compelled to open offices in Nigeria. Of course, there is another part of that bill, which is actually less of a problem and maybe not so much of an issue, because every Nigerian who is doing business in Nigeria, if you have a limited liability company, you should have a certificate issued by Corporate Affairs Commission. So we expect anybody who is big, any company that is big, to register with CAC. And you know the importance of registering with Corporate Affairs Commission. And for those who don't want to have a limited liability company, they can easily have a business registered name. So they operate from wherever they are in Nigeria, from whatever, it doesn't matter which state you operate from, it doesn't matter which village you're operating from, as long as you have a registered name. However, there are two issues, two matters with the second part of this, which is to do with the bloggers and the content creators. So what the bill is saying is simply that every blogger should have a registered address. You don't need to have an office, as some people are misconceiving. No, all you just need to do is to have a registered address. And two, that you must have a membership. You must be a member of a particular body of bloggers. I don't know. Look, the fact is that lawyers have Nigerian Bar Association, MBA. Every lawyer who is qualified belongs to that body. You have the NMA for doctors. You have NUT for teachers. You have NANS for students. You have, and so on and so forth. These bodies are regulatory. They have to set standards for their members. And if there are complaints against their conduct or their behaviors, you know where to complain to. You can complain to such bodies. So anybody who doesn't want to be controlled or doesn't want to be part of a system that is working or regulated is really doing something illegal. I mean, the simplest example I give is armed robbers or bandits. Can you imagine telling armed robbers or bandits to register with the police? No, they will not register with the police because what they are doing is illegal. It's unlawful. But anybody else who is doing something lawful and you want to earn money out of it, there is nothing that is wrong with you registering with a national body or being able to have a registered address where people can reach you in the event of any issues. So this is a very simple bill that seeks to empower Nigerians, seeks to respect our sovereignty, seeks to help to deal with litigations. Let me also talk about litigations. You know, currently, if there are any issues with Facebook or with Twitter, what do? You have to get a lawyer here who will brief another lawyer in America before they get hold of Facebook. You can spend a lot of money, a lot of time would have passed. I mean, why do we need to do that? When you can easily get Facebook to open an office in Nigeria, get Twitter to open an office in Nigeria, and so, just like other print and electronic medias, if there are such offices in Nigeria, you can easily, your lawyer can easily deal with them. And so it is for the ease of doing business too. So I don't see what the fuss is all about because, I mean, anybody who opposes this bill really has something to hide. They have something to hide. And they're probably too backward to understand that we as a nation must be respected by the tech companies by having their offices here. We are losing billions of dollars every year. For what? It does not distort or disturb those who are doing, who are bloggers or who are content creators. It does not at all. At the end of the day, they will appreciate this bill because it will give them the sense of identity that they need. That, hold on, we are here. We are
But also you talked about registration of bloggers, and I want to stay on that because that for me happens to be the most controversial part of this bill. So let's just get to the meat of the conversation right away. Some have seen this, or some see this, what you just mentioned about bloggers having an office where they register and stuff like that, as a precursor to censorship
No.
in Nigeria.
No, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. Look, as I said before, the print media like Vanguard and This Day and Guardian, and of course the electronics like NTA and the rest of them, they all have offices, don't they? Is anybody censoring them? Because they have offices. Tell me, is anybody censoring? What we just named them? What are those other? Arise TV, for example. Who is censoring them? Tell me. Does anybody tell them what to do or what not to do? No. I mean, those fears are unfounded. Those fears being propagated by political opponents or by those other people who are just mischievous and deceitful. You know. No, you tell me. I'm asking you now, Woye or Ahmed, to tell me who is censoring Arise TV. Who is censoring the Nation newspaper?
Distinguish. Some people will argue that the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation does enjoy some sort of regulation and censorship for electronic and print media, and so they would see this as the government having the power to clamp down on, because the idea that young people have, and I'm speaking for millions of young people who of the demographic I've interacted with and their concerns about this bill. The general feeling is that is a gap in our communication structure, not just for Nigeria, but for the entire world. That social media takes the news as it is, and if these people are supposed to have registered offices, and then they can very easily be monitored and targeted for, particularly when it comes to reportage around the activities of government. So these are the concerns that these people have.
Look, nobody will monitor anybody, no censor you if you're doing the right things. Come on. I gave the example of bandits and armed robbers. You're not going to tell them to go and register with the police because they know that what they're doing is illegal. So unless you're telling me that there are some bloggers who can easily be described as bandits, who just want to hit and run and not to know where they are. Otherwise, those who are the regulatory powers to regulate the print and the electronic media, what are they doing? How many times have you heard that they have taken Arise TV down because they publish, they've aired a particular program, or that Vanguard has been shut down because look, those companies that we're talking about now, they have lawyers. So before they go on air or do something, they must know that what they're talking about is factual. We're talking about being factual here. There's nothing like being factual. Why would you allow people to just make up fake news in the hope of getting some followers and then getting paid for it? You are benefiting from fraud, from fraudulent conduct. Is that what you prefer for your country? When would Nigeria grow to become like America, or become like UK, or become like France? The fact is that all these tech companies are also in these countries, and you can't be a blogger in UK or in America without an address. You can't be. And so is it one standard for those in America and another standard for those in Nigeria? In UK, every blogger is registered with the company house. They are known. You don't just go, like today somebody said that Ned Nwoko died. 2 months ago they said that I died in Switzerland. I mean, is that the kind of news you want people to be? Is that what you're promoting? This is nauseating. This is not what decent people should be talking about. So you, because you want to make money, then you want to distress the other people. Do you know how many people have killed themselves? Many people have committed suicide because of fake news. Somebody who said, oh, some XYZ has cheated. They come up with so many new names. What do you make out of that? So at the pleasure of the person who is propagating the fake news, we should just clap for them and leave them to continue because of their rights. Look, where your rights are important, the rights of other people are also important. Everybody have their rights.
I understand that. I want us to move to as well. You mentioned a number of incidences, particularly the one where you said that it was white, and I saw that report. God forbid that you had died in Switzerland about 2 months ago. It was quite funny because I couldn't see you on the assembly. Just did prior to that news making round. So I understand your book. Are there specific incidences or trends that has inspired you to push forward this particular view?
Look, as a lawyer myself, as a UK lawyer, I understand how things work. And my prayer is that I can introduce some of these bills and motions in Nigeria that will bring us to a standard of what I am used to abroad. Most of my bills are not about me as a person, they are about the public. Most of my bills, they are funded by my knowledge, by my exposure, and my understanding of how society should function. For example, my social security bill, which has received commendation from the president, and he has written the National Assembly to say, I love this bill and we must push it through. This bill is geared towards helping the youths. This bill is basically about identifying that in our society there are many people who are vulnerable, many people who are students, many people who are disabled, many people who are sick, ill and unable to work and to earn a living, many people who are homeless for whatever reason. This bill seeks to make a law that will have a database that identifies everybody in Nigeria, whoever you are. You could be President Bola Tinubu, you could be Ned Nwoko, you could be Ahmed or Woye or whosoever, but the fact is that you will be known. And so those who are less fortunate, less privileged, will be supported. Not where you are abusing the system. Let me give you an example of what inspired that particular bill. Since our inauguration in the Senate, practically every month, we ask our senators to submit names of people from our constituencies, and usually you could get up to 500 names or 1,000 names. But I found out that our workers who are asked to compile these names would rather submit names of their girlfriends or boyfriends or cousins or brothers or sisters or friends generally. They don't compile the names of those who are in need of this 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira payment from government. So at the end of the day, the targets are, we miss the point. The targets are missed because of dishonesty amongst our people. So I just felt that
My people, una don hear am finish o. Make una come, make una chook mouth for inside this matter. Wetin Pa Ned Nwoko just talk like this, wetin be una take? Make una come, make we interact with the comment section. Do well to give the video a massive thumbs up. Help us dey share, dey like for more like minds and more recommendations. See you guys in my next upload. Bye for now.